splash screen, his little intro for a minute, and then we'll. And again, even that is just a black screen as well.
Really? Oh, that's not good.
Right, now the race works. You know, the actual coverage. At least that works. That's all that really matters.
Hmm.
Just give it a minute on. Just give it a minute on that, and we're gonna get straight into it. Go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Formula Trial, and welcome back to the Master Split for the first time in 2022. You may have heard us just discussing our technical issues in the pre-race. In the pre-race, we were having a few moments of the intro. You may have heard of us. I did say apologies, but the man on the cams actually muted me before I said that, which is quite rude. But anyway, welcome back here to the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, or whichever way around it is. I think it might be Catalunya, Barcelona, actually. My name is Ross McIntyre, and joining me this time on the cameras and the comms, it's Robbie Arthur. Robbie, how you doing?
Yeah, hello, I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad, mate. I mean, you've just come fresh off a Challenger split race, which didn't quite go to plan, but you know, still entertaining nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, it could have gone better, yeah, a lot better. I'm gonna go into it. I went into it on the last interview, and if you wanna go and if you wanna know what happened to me, go on last stream and you'll find out at the end of the interviews there. But yeah, master split, fresh round. Muradi looks to come back stronger. She won last time out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So am I. So you join us here just in time for the start of qualifying for the Master Split. The first qualifying session of 2022 as well, for good measure here. In round 8 of the Formula Trout Premier Series. And, well, just a bit of an update for you since the last stream. The boys over at Lioness Racing are currently calculating if they're Constructors Champions.
Yep.
Because they think they might be. So they're going to let us know if they are. We'll bring them in for a special mid-race interview, I'm sure.
Yep.
So we'll let you know what the situation is with Linus. They might be champions. So for any Challenger Split fans out there, we may already have our Constructor Champions, and they may already be securing their places in the Master Split. Which, if they've done that in round 8, that is very, very impressive. It must be said.
Yep.
But anyway.
Yep.
Sorry,
so I
Robbie.
did get a message earlier from Oliver saying we could be champions, and he left it on just calculating 10 minutes ago. I'll keep updated if I get any messages from him to update if they've got it. Yeah, it's certainly looking good for them, but it's also looking good for this man, Mustafa Muradi. Obviously, we had the camera on him for a bit. He's a championship leader. He's won a couple of races this year. Obviously, won last time out in Spa as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing if he can get the championship done. Let's not forget there's other people in it as well. So, yeah.
Well, you say he's won a couple of times. He's actually won 5 out of 8 races this season, or 7 races so far even. And well, in Australia he finished 6th after a spin, and in Azerbaijan he DNF'd. He's won the last 3 on the bounce as well. He is definitely the driver in form, and he's currently the fastest out there with a 1:14.097 apparently.
Yep.
As the board finally flicks into fruition with 30 minutes left on the clock. So it is Muradi on provisional pole for the time being. So let's talk about some gossip and some moves and what's going on. For any of the Oxtan fans and any fans of the Oxygen program run by league leader Kilgore Trout, you may be aware now Toby Sanford and Tommy Ilitalo have swapped seats at Oxtan and the Golf Racing Club respectively. There is nothing there political going on. There is no promotion. It is simply have we got a...
We have an update. So Oliver says, I think we reckon they're still in it by just 1 point. We're not fully sure. Casey will message later for a further update.
Well, copy that then. So we'll 1 point by the sounds of things. We'll let you know. But as I was saying, yeah, Tommy Ilitalo and Toby Sanford have swapped seats. The official reason behind that is to allow the Golf Racing Club more points in the championship standards. And also, I think Kilgore Trout just fancies giving Tommy Ilitalo a pedal. He's quite a good driver. I believe he is actually on our all-time winners list. I'm not entirely sure. Let me just flick over to my all-time winners list. I've been trying to update it this season. Is he on it? No, he is on it. Yeah, he is on it. So Tommy Ilitalo is 10th on our all-time winners list, so he's certainly not a bad driver. He's got 3 wins to his name in Trout history. So he's certainly not bad, but, you know, just want to get the Golf Racing Club some more points, of course. I'm sure team owner and Oxygen, league owner and Oxygen program owner Kilgore Trout will just be looking to see how Tommy pedals the Oxtan car around, see how it goes. Of course, do not panic, Toby Sanford fans.
Nope. Mindset's had a moment there, sorry about that.
Sure, he'll still be kicking and doing his absolute best. Well, it's alright, no worries. Still be doing his absolute best out there in the Golf Racing Club car. I think McLaren Monaco inspired livery, would be putting it lightly, shall we say. And Sanford actually slots into P5 as I say that. So already at the minute. Yeah, of course. Still plenty of time left to go in this qualifying session. The track has not rubbered into 100% yet, so the lap times are going to keep tumbling. The pole position was a mid to late 1:13 in the Challenger split, and typically the Masters split guys are around about a second a lap faster in qualifying, so still plenty of time for those lap times to fall. And as I say that, Muradi goes 7/10 faster than Jordi Lowis with a 1:13 point. The lap. That is a lap and a half. Champion Mustafa Muradi. Unbelievable. Drivers flying all off at them. No idea what is going on.
Yeah, he's...
I'm not... This is on Robbie, or it's over.
Mine's not the best, and I do apologise to anyone watching this. My internet isn't brilliant, and I think everyone knows that by now. It often tends to cut like this in streams. It's happened a lot. But yeah, at the minute, yeah, Muradi 7/10 fastest. He's flying it as usual, as we can just get a bit of a shot of him there without going off. Yeah, 7/10. It's been reduced now to 4 by his younger teammate Dragoon. But yeah, younger flying 1-2 again.
There we go, Younger GP as
Oh, I'm
Andrew
sorry for this.
take a trip into the void. Again,
Hello.
sitting 1-2 on the grid.
Right, it's starting to sort
And,
itself
well,
out.
we know Dragoon is a very, very capable driver. And we just have to wait and see what he can achieve out there today. Still yet to get a win this season. He has had a second place. Actually, has he had yeah, he has. He's had 3 second places, actually. Italy, Germany, and last time out in Belgium. At the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. And then it's, you know, it's been all Muradi this season so far. But, you know, don't take that away from Jan Dragoon. He's a very, very, very quick driver. As Dave Brave slots into P4 there.
Well, right, I'm just gonna
Very
have
nice
to
having Simon Benoit.
have to cut a minute.
Wow.
We are having issues. I'm gonna try and sort this out really quickly as possible. My ping's going through the roof, so I do apologise to anyone about this. I'm just gonna quickly sort this out. It won't be too long. I'm just gonna reload into the server and then we can start again. I do apologise.
That's no worries. I know exactly the feels with bad Wi-Fi. Sometimes it just hits different, I suppose. We will be back. Yeah, we'll be back shortly, hopefully. But you can sit with my beautiful voice for the time being. I'll just talk to you. So well, as we're waiting for everything to get sorted, first of all, I hope you've all had a wonderful New Year. Of course, again, this is the first Master Split action that we're getting in 2022, and I do hope that everyone had a wonderful Christmas, wonderful New Year. Some well-deserved time off. Santa brought you everything you wanted. Didn't bring Ferrari. I guess I was a bit of a naughty boy last year. But yeah, a bit of since we've been here. But we are back now after seemingly forever. And you know, it is good to be back. And I'm very happy to be back. Of course, very happy to have the first of the action from 2022, round 8 of the Formula Trout Premier Series Masters Split. Robbie, if I can just ask you to go live again on Discord if that's possible, so I can see what's going on.
Yeah, sorry about that. 5 pings.
It's no worries. It is no worries, my friend. We've got a little over 5 minutes left to go in this qualifying session. About 7 minutes remaining, as it stands. Thank you very much.
Yep. It's,
and Staffan Muradi looking like he's going to go even faster. And nope, he's coming into the pits. Toby Sanford, meanwhile, starts another lap. Currently P6, getting off to a flying start for the Golf Racing Club. And, well, I'm sure that he'll be willing to make a good impression, even if this is not his permanent new team as it stands. Steven Stevenson to P13 with a new personal best there. Toby Sanford down into turn 5. Very tricky corner there.
Third gear.
Yeah, tough to get right. You know, very tricky to not lock up, not run wide. He's heading through. It's a good lap so far. Seeming very clean. Maybe a little bit wide through turn 7. On board through turn 9. He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him. Not quite flat, but he's in 6th gear. Toby Sanford does love to use high gears. You know, he's not often shift down. He's got a bit of traffic ahead in Gustavo Dalla Valle. He's gonna be able to cope with them, I'm sure. As he rounds, hopefully Dalla Valle will dive out the way, but doesn't seem to be.
Oh, Olsen.
Oh, wow!
Look at that from Olsen for Vulpino. He's yeah, he's gone P1 there. He's absolutely smashed Muradi's tower at the park there. I don't know how he's done that. Obviously, he was second in the Trout Endurance a few days back. But yeah, he's just gone and obliterated Muradi out the water to take pole.
Yeah, that is a great lap from Felipe Olsen. Wow, really out of nowhere. I mean, again, there's still plenty of time as Joseph Ward, P4 there with a very strong lap as well. Sanford came into the pits at the end of his lap. But also, I mean, still 5 minutes for Muradi to go faster, so I'm sure he certainly will. But yeah, Olsen, great stuff there. That must have been some lap.
Yeah, I bet he's absolutely loving that. Let's also forget Samuel Ward went P4 in the process of that as well. Muradi, I think, is back on track. Yeah, he'll be eager to try and knock the Vulpino driver off his perch as Magzar goes third there. Knocks Jordi Lowish down a bit. But yeah, Muradi will be just as eager to get that younger GP car back on that top spot.
Indeed, he will. And well, Moradi, of course, he's been the dominant force. This is the Simon Benoit to provisional pole now. The track is evolving very, very quickly. And the TT Esports driver, Jordy Lowers to P2 as well. So the track is really hotting up now. It's getting much, much faster. And the drivers, just if you can get a clean lap in at the moment, it seems like you'll go to pole position is how it's going so far. Because we've had a fair few drivers shooting off into the distance. Well, I say shooting off the distance, or going to pole position, should I rather say. And so have Benoit the latest to that, but Mustafa Moradi now back out on track.
12-6.
And there you
wow,
go.
What a lap.
Wow.
This guy, if there's one word to describe him, he is supersonic, because that was a fantastic lap from the Iranian driver. He's done, well, I think about, he's 5 more tenths, and he's a second faster than his current rival in this session, Benoit. A brilliant lap from him there, and astonishing from the younger driver. It was bound to go back onto that top spot, and he has. He's obliterated Benoit. It was always going to happen.
Number 97, man from Iran, back to provisional pole position, but it's not over yet. Although that is a great lap, 7/10 of a second, or not 7/10, sorry, about 4 a second up on Simon Benoit. Let's see what happens over the remainder of this session. Still a few drivers left to get out there and set their fastest laps, as Tommy Ilitalo on his debut for Octan, and Christoph Berzer as well. Up to P4, so Ilitalo and Berzer improving. Of course, Ilitalo making the switch with Sanford, and Jan Dragoon goes into P2. That is, well, I think it's expected from Jan Dragoon, but it's still a great lap from the young Czech driver. Toby Sanford moves into P10 for the Golf Club as well. Still time for him to improve as well. There is still time to dive into the pits and get back out for another lap if you are quick.
Ant Penn improves as well.
So, all the drivers improving. There is plenty of time to be made on this track. It is really, really fast now. Yeah, there goes David Halligan up to P9 for the DHF1 squad. Of course, he's had an interesting season, has David Halligan, shall we say?
Yeah.
Started off with almost winning on his debut for his own team, his new team which he set up, and then it's been up and down since then. But you know, that is a pretty strong position so far. Just over 2 minutes left in this qualifying session. Will it be Moradi? Will it be Dragoon? Will it be someone else entirely? The younger GP drivers are the only two in the 1 minute 12 so far. But we know that the track has gotten very, very fast over the course of this session. And the evolution is really coming to the play in the dying minutes of the qualifying session here. Round 8 of the Formula Trout Premier Series Master Split, and the first round in Formula Trout in 2022. And currently it is this man, Mustafa Moradi, sitting on provisional pole. Dave Souther there improves as well. Gustavo Dalla Valle improved and is now back in the pits. Oh, Felipe Olsen.
Oh, yeah,
that's really close to Dragoon as well.
Yeah,
and
500.
If he takes it easy on this lap, takes it very, very easy, he's got time for another lap as well. That is interesting. Pulls off the road to let the drivers through, but if he's very, very gentle on these tyres, no, he's had enough. He's going to escape back to the pits. So Felipe Olsen is done for the day. Of course, you are not allowed to escape back to the pits and then leave the pits against Felipe Olsen. He's satisfied with that lap. He'll stay in P3. Jordy Lowis comes to the line. What can he do? Never mind. He's actually starting a lap. But who can improve in the final 50 seconds of the first qualifying session of 2022? Moradi back on another lap. He's got provisional pole, but he wants it to be even more dominant as he heads through the middle sector, coming up to turn 9. Can he keep it flat through here? Not quite. Just a little bit of a confidence lift. Simon Benoit there goes up to P4 with a great lap. Displaces Tommy Ilitalo. And Moradi is 400ths of a second up on his own personal best. His own provisional pole. I think that was Toby Sanford diving off the side of the road there to let him through. He doesn't want to be the driver to spoil the man from Iran's lap. Rounding the final corner now, Mustafa Moradi. Does he go even faster? Yes, he does! A 10th and a half, Mustafa Moradi. A 1:12.556. And that will surely be pole position as the checkered flag comes out.
Yeah,
Tarek Batata up to P5. Jan Dragoon, can he improve on this final attempt? And if he does improve, can he make 0.3 of a second to challenge for pole position? Let's remain on board as we head through the middle sector. A little bit wide over the curb through turn 8, turn 9. Just a little bit of a confidence. Actually, no, that was almost... No, that was flat.
Yes, you
through
can
turn
take
9.
turn 9 flat. You can take it flat in qualifying. Not on the race setup. And so goes last corner. The last corner and turn 9 are flat in qualifying, but not in the race. Take that into account.
Indeed, maybe a bit of track extending on the way there as well. But Jan Dragoon, Tommy Elitalo back up to P4. Displaces Benoit. Great lap on 13.123. Dragoon, though, rounding the final corner. Is he going to be close enough? It's balls to the wall. It's pedal to the metal. And it's P2. Yes, and it's 0.06 of a second off. Wow, that was really close.
Yep, and I don't think anyone like Ulatalo will be able to knock off the Youngers. No, he's on an in-lap anyway, so it's a Younger 1-2 here in Barcelona's pen. Stoyan, sorry, goes 14th. Sanford gets up to 7th. Well, I was saying to him earlier, maybe he'll get a win today. It was jokingly, but he's in a good position to do so. Maybe 6th, 5th to 7th is a very good place to start here in Barcelona. He's got a long one down to turn 1. Earlier on, I started P5, I think. I don't remember. I was P5 and I got an absolute lightning start, and I was P2 by the end of that lap. So, yeah, don't discount 5-7. Toby Sanford obviously going through a bit of technical problems there, so I'm going to line up on the grid now. So, yes.
There you have it. A Younger GP 1-2. And that is the perfect start for Mustafa Moradi and Jan Dragoon. We win the Challenger split race at the outside lane, the odd-numbered lane. The pole sitter, where he goes off, and, well, it's on the racing line. So as you'd expect, it is much, much faster on the getaway there. So you will be seeing Mustafa Moradi getting a huge launch in comparison to Jan Dragoon if the Challenger split was anything to go by. Of course, come the last split, that very may well have changed. But at the end of the day, it's we'll have to wait and see what happens. Robbie, any predictions for this race?
Well, we know. Well, I didn't see it, but back in the Challenger race, there was a bit of a. There was a red flag. There was a massive crash. I didn't see it, but we could well easily see something like that happen again. They've just got to take it easy off the start. So it's a long straight down to turn 1. So it's quite unpredictable. I mean, the run down to turn 1 is quite incredible. I mean, let's not forget that their top 3 could go 3 wide into turn 1. It is genuinely possible. So get ready for it. The lights are on here. Go on, Ross.
Oh, if you insist. Let's get going, shall we? 2022 style.
Come on. New year. Let's have this.
Lights out, underway here in Spain. Great start from Mustafa Moradi. Look at that behind. Felipe Olsen goes absolutely nowhere. Ilatalo straight past on the inside. Moradi and Dragoon, very, very easy. 4 abreast in the background as we head down into turn 1. Ilatalo fighting Olsen on the inside. A few drivers running wide, but all looks clean. It will be Mustafa Moradi leading the way. Tarek Batata now past Olsen as well as Benoit drops places. Sanford up to P10, I can see there. But apart from that, some big moves in the back. Gustavo Dalla Valle looks like he ran wide at the first turn. He's dropped a long, long way back. But Mustafa Moradi will be leading the way as we head down into turn 5 for the first time. Dragoon sits behind him. I'm not sure he's going to be wanting to be a rear gunner. He'll be wanting to stick with him. Oh, and Bozer's gone off. Berza has gone off the road. As you can see, that yellow highlighted name on the timing sheets means a driver has had an incident. And Christoph Berza having an off there. Mustafa Moradi, that we are following around, leads this race half a second as we head into La Caixa for the first time, of course, running the MotoGP layout. This is similar to the more modern F1 GP layout, but now we get back into classic F1 territory coming through the final section of the track. No chicanes here, flat out through the first one, almost flat through the left, just a bit of a confidence lift to not use the rear. Moradi all the way to the exit of the AstroTurf. He's really pushing. He leads the first lap here in Spain, and that could not have gone better for the number 97 man from Iran heading down into turn 1. Once again, Dragoon holding station behind Tommy Ilatalo as well with a great start behind him. That was perfect from him. Felipe Olsen on the getaway, on the lights, just did not move. Just got absolutely swamped by everybody around him. Batata making places
Peltman's
as well.
dropped.
Connor Peltman's looks like he's gone round.
Yep, he's had a spin
Oh,
there.
Connor Peltman's with a
On the
spin.
turn.
Coming down, that's a turn 2.
Bit of a weird
Connor
one to spin at.
Yeah, very weird one. I mean, Connor Peltman's just got the wrong livery for starters.
Yeah, I should have seen that's on me, that.
Yeah, it's that is the wrong livery for Connor Peltman's. He should be in the CRG livery, but he's racing in a Trout solo livery for reasons. Halligan running a bit wide, clipping the gravel as well on the exit as he chases down his teammate from last season, Toby Sand. And Jan Dragoon, meanwhile, the young Czech driver, chasing down the championship leader and his teammate, Mustafa Muradi. It's 1.3 seconds at the moment. You can see just a little bit of a confidence lift, a little bit of a blend, not even a lift. As Muradi, fastest lap of the race, 1:15.764. We saw Ollie Gibson having a grand slam as in the last race, as Halligan and Sanford now swapping places. Halligan got past Sanford, but Sanford with a battery number 3 wide down the front stretch. Who's going to come up? Oh my word, Toby Sanford having to commit down onto the inside line, and he cuts the corner, but he gets the position. But Stevenson, his old teammate at Oxtown, trying to look through. Of course, Sanford having the seat swap with Ilatalo. Oh, and they're still almost banging wheels coming through turn 4. Stevenson gets the place, but this battle is not done. Oh, Sanford with a big wobble under brakes. Halligan forced wide and almost onto the gravel. That's going to allow Dave Brave up the inside and maybe allow Stevenson just a bit of breathing room. And indeed, Brave, doesn't get through, so Halligan takes the position back. But he was certainly looking in the Volpino Arctico car. And wow, Toby Sanford was all sorts of sideways, heading down into the turn 5 hairpin now. La Caescia, can anyone have a move into here? No, looks like we're all going to be holding station for the time being. Of course, Stevenson and Sanford, teammates for the first half of this season at Oxtown. And now Sanford has had this seat swap with Tommy Ilatalo just to get some more points on board for the Golf Racing Club team. But Tommy Ilatalo seems to be working well for him. He's up in P3 at the moment in his first race at Oxtown in the newly christened 24 car. And that is not bad going for the Finnish driver. Of course, he is 10th on the all-time winners list here in Formula Trout with 3 wins to his name. He is not bad. He is not bad at all. And he's showing here today. Columba Griffiths, meanwhile, getting done by Alex Cochrane down the inside. Cochrane, I think, didn't have the greatest of qualifying. He's now trying to work his way back up the field. Lap 4 of 43 here. Hang on, is Columba Griffiths on the C1 tyre? No, yeah, Sam Ward even is on the C1 tyre.
Don't know why he's done that. It's a bit of an odd tyre to start on. I presume he wants to go along with the strategies and maybe change over a bit later. Is he? What I'm thinking, is he going to attempt an overcut potentially? It's a bold move, especially on a track like this, but it's. I mean, he could be taking a big gamble, and he might know something we don't, which could very much work in his favour and very much send him up the order. We don't know.
Very, very true. Just some information regarding the Challenger Split Constructor Championship. Lioneers are 2 points short of being champions, as it turns out. So looks like heading into Kyle Army. Well, they've basically got one hand on the trophy if they're that close. But Kyle Army, 2 weeks' time, same place. Set the date, because if you're a Lioneers fan, you're going to be celebrating long into the night, I am sure. But that's all to do with the Challenger Split. We're watching the Master Split right now. We are watching the best of the best in Assetto Corsa racing. And Samuel Ward on the C1 tyre with a very aggressive strategy, it must be said. But he has got past Columba Griffiths, so that is one thing. Muradi, the gap between him and Dragoon kind of stabilised at about 1.3, 1.2, 1.4 seconds. It's pretty stable. Dragoon, I'm not sure if he's keeping pace, and Muradi's just saving his tyres at the moment. And, well, Ilatalo, meanwhile, 4 seconds adrift from Muradi. He is a long way back already on lap 5 of 43 here at the Spanish Grand Prix. Few drivers making and trading places here. Sanford has gained big time. Magzar as well has got up. First lap, he's dropped down to P5, and then just looking back through the grid, it's an absolute mess. As we've got no
we've got issues. Sorry, yep, there we go. It's all right.
Are we back? I don't know. It's
Oliver just messaging me there saying Stevenson is brilliant. He's gone from 16th up to 9th, so it's very good from him. Oliver, obviously doing an engineering for him. If you didn't know, the Oxygen Academy, they all get together. So the Masters engineer the Challengers engineer the Masters, and that's how that's also quick. Oliver is the engineer of Stevenson, and it's working out very well. The Town Split race winners engineered him up to 9th.
Indeed, he is. Stevenson having a good time out there at the moment in his first season in the Master Split with Oxtam. He's had a pretty good season so far. It must be said. He's put himself forward, I think is the term I would use. He's had, you know, a good season. He's come in. He won a race at Azerbaijan. He came 3rd last time out at Spa as well, and some points positions going as well. So Stevenson, certainly not a bad showing. P9. Let's see if he can improve across the remainder of this race. Alex Cochrane as well, making positions big time. I mean, we know that Alex Cochrane is a great driver, and well, he's certainly looking to right some wrongs from qualifying, and is fighting his way through already up to P16. And well, it's been a strong 7 laps so far. Let's see if he can also improve across the remaining laps that we have left in the race.
Come back.
Of course he will. Connor Peltman's meanwhile, though, after that spin, drops down another place as well. I think he's actually let Ward pass there, unless he's had another error. And actually, no, I think he has had another error there yet. So Peltman's down to 22. But he's not down and out. We know that Connor Peltman is a phenomenal driver. And do not be afraid. He will certainly fight back through, I am sure. Oh, is that? Well, no, Moradi isn't off the road. It's just game having a moment. And there he is. Still not quite safe. Just keeping Dragoon outside of DRS range. That is all he needs to do, to be fair. But it's, you know, just maybe not entirely comfortable. I think I would say, because it's not a gap that Moradi's familiar to having. Usually at this point, you know, he's 3-4 seconds up the road. But yeah, not quite comfortable this time round. Just look, me check. Actually, Dragoon was ever so slightly fast that lap by a few hundredths of a second. So it's very, very tight indeed. But Moradi, you know, still doing his thing. He's leading this championship and this race for a reason. And if it finishes as it stands for Mustafa and Moradi.
I just realised Moradi taking a few trips to the void in this race. Yeah, for anyone that's just tuning in, that is on me. Yeah, Moradi's still leading. Don't let any issues here fool you, because it is the same. It's Moradi Dragoon. Then your tar looks nothing different. My internet is just one of the worst in the world. It's happened again, and I'm gonna stop for a second. We will probably miss something here, 'cause it's my luck. I'd like to apologise. We will be back on in a second. Yep. Always happens. Worst time as well. Yes, it was fine yesterday. Mine was fine today. It's all gone wrong.
Oh mate, I feel my internet is the same. So fret not. Sometimes these things happen, and again, we do apologise. We are doing our absolute best, and you know, of course, you know, we don't get paid for this or anything. We're doing this out of the goodness of our heart. So we do apologise once again. And we will try our absolute best to bring in the race. You know, worst case scenario, unfortunately, we'll just have to dream, but I'm sure that the worst case scenario will not be achieved.
It's not going to happen. I won't let it.
Exactly. We'll find a way. We'll run through the Discord and be like, "Hello, stream, please." We will bring you this race. Do not worry. This race will be brought, and hopefully nothing's happened while we've been gone as well. Is all I will say.
Yep.
But it's yeah, it is
Discord, don't I? Sort it out there. There you go.
Thank you, greatly appreciated.
No, it has. Dragoon has took the lead. No, he hasn't. My TV's a bit messed up.
Yeah, it's fine. Give it a second. Moradi's still leading from Dragoon. That being said, yeah, it's fine. Just give it a moment. Give it a moment. It's fine. Jordi Lauis has just set the fastest lap of the race, though. 1:15, and Dragoon is a lot closer this time to Muradi than
Yes,
before we had our moment. So it's very, very tight. Apparently, Ella Tyler's now reading, which is a lie. Just give the... unless these guys have boxed, actually, which is a possibility.
Which,
but
I mean, lap 10 seems a bit early to box, you know, the good time.
And they haven't boxed because the game's just fixed itself. We do, again, sometimes Assetto Corsa is like this. We do love the game, but sometimes it's like this, okay? But yeah, it is important to note, Dragoon is closer to Muradi than he has been at any point during this race so far. So it's, you know, maybe the things are changing, maybe Dragoon's starting to push a bit, really.
Right, so just in Connor Peltman's is out. Just in case anything else happens, I've got live timing up on my iPad, so that if in case we do miss anything, we can catch up with it and we know what's going on. So don't fear, I've sorted this all out. Yeah, just gonna get live timing up on my iPad here, and then you know what's happening.
Indeed, of course, we are going to try our utmost best to bring you this race to the maximum of our abilities. Internet be damned. Murad from Dragoon and well, the Younger GP boys out there doing what the Younger GP boys do best, and that is just disappearing up the front, really, isn't it?
Yep, it's another.
Well,
it's a bit like Mercedes in 2014 with these two, isn't it? They're just simply unbeatable. They have the Constructors' Championship lead, I believe, and I know for a fact Muradi will have the Drivers' Championship. I don't need to check to see if Muradi leads the Drivers, because he does. Yep, no one could stop him.
They're quite far ahead in the Constructors. Muradi's got a decent advantage in the Drivers as well. Important to note that he's technically not had as good of a season as Max Hammerlink did last year.
Oh,
Hammerlink was dominant last year. He finished every single race on the podium, and unfortunately for Mustafa Muradi, his first race was in P6, and then he DNF'd in Azerbaijan. But 5-6. Hammerlink took 7 wins that year from 12, or that season, sorry, from 12 races.
Oh,
and oh.
To let you know, Muradi has a time penalty for illegal DRS usage.
Ooh.
Yes.
So it could actually be good. So he wants to open that gap up then, if he wants to yeah, keep that win.
It was logged at 21:14, which was like 2 minutes ago. So we will yeah, so that has just freshly come up on the live timing here. There's a penalty for Muradi.
Well, there you are. So Muradi expecting a penalty unless he can get that cleared. If it is the illegal DRS usage penalty, it runs off its own Assetto Corsa app that doesn't take into account. It doesn't work like the DRS actually does. I'm trying to sum this up. It's quite hard to explain. But in Formula 1, the DRS is actually electronically limited, so there is no way to open it. Yeah, there is no way for you to actually open it.
Here we go.
Unless you can. We'll get back to that in a minute, because Jan Dragoon is all over the back of his teammate. He's going to the outside of his teammate. He's going around his teammate. Jan Dragoon gets the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix with a lovely move around the outside. Muradi was weaving this way and that, but the Czech driver was having absolutely none of it. Round the outside, sweeps through, and into the lead of the race he goes. And boy, oh boy, now we've got a teammate battle on our hands, because I don't think Muradi is done just yet. I think he's got plenty of tyres left. Well, it's lap 13 of 43, still got a long way to go. And boy, oh boy, this is going to get exciting, Robbie.
Yes, this is, it seems like Dragoon didn't want to rely on the penalty. Seems like he wanted to get the move done ASAP, and he has done there. That penalty from Muradi was used in zone 2, so the one they've just gone through now. But yeah, Dragoon doesn't want the penalty; he wants to do it legitimately on track, which is a good thing. And he's actually kind of pulling away a little bit. It seems like Dragoon maybe has preserved his tyres to this point, and it's paid off for him. But yeah, Dragoon leads Muradi.
Maybe Muradi's done his tyres, you know, with Dragoon. They were the fastest lap of the... Actually, I'm starting to... Actually, no, Dragoon's just pushed, so maybe Dragoon's going to box this lap, because Dragoon is now pushing very, very heavily. And, you know, Muradi, you know, I'll be surprised if his tyres were done. So I think
Not
Dragoon's...
14 laps, I won't.
No, so I think Dragoon's going to box this lap.
Right.
Because he's pushing very, very hard now. For the fastest lap of the race as well. Just have to wait and see. Batata and Lawis, meanwhile, swapping places for P5. And Felipe Olsen there with the fastest lap. Olsen has come in for a fresh set of boots. He's down in P17. As are Sanford and Cochrane. So those drivers have all boxed. And Olsen is on the... Olsen's on the C1s, actually. The hardest compound of tyres. Sanford back onto the C3s. And he'll be having a two-stopper then, definitely. Did see a few two-stoppers in the Challenger split race. They actually worked not too badly. So, could be interesting to see. Oh, Stevenson round. Yep, Stevenson goes round. Halligan and Brave round. Burzer's round as well. Oh, and Burzer's lost it in a really bad place. Coming out of turn 5. He's giving it a bootful there. Tried to catch a tank slapper. No, he's just got a tank slapper on round there. He's tried to catch it, and it's bit and a bit again as he's tried to catch that.
Stevenson seems to have more issues as well. Let's not forget, he was ahead of Resistance Southwood before. He's now behind them now. And, oh, internet's had a moment, but it's nothing much.
Straight into the pits.
We have another issue for Christoph. He's now got a five, however many penalty as well. It's he used DRS straight after that as well. So it's all completely hopeless for Christoph right now.
It is indeed. Shame for Christoph Burzer as a Dragoon. I still think will be boxing at some point. Oh, Felipe Olsen round.
Yep. Same was for Sam, but he's had a moment right in front of him there as well. There must have been a few cars have collided, because it seems like there was more than just Olsen. That had a moment there. Sanford. Speaking of Southwood, Big the Devil, there he is. He's had a moment as well.
Well, we've currently got more spins than the Russian ballet at the moment. This is getting a bit ridiculous. In the last few laps, I've seen more drivers facing the other way than I think I ever have before in a Formula Trout race. Unbelievable. But we're going to carry on. We're going to press on regardless. Not sure what's caused the epidemic of spins. But, you know, I guess, you know, one person goes around, everyone plays follow the leader. But so the latest victim of the spin epidemic, and Dragoon now over a second away from Muradi as Batata boxes. So, Jan Dragoon has got himself a bit of a gap to his teammate. Batata into the pits. Let's see what boots he straps on. It's C1s as well. That's interesting because last season we did not see the C1s at all. The C1 tyre, the blue compound, the hardest compound of tyre we have available as a Heltman's DNS from the race. Alex Cochrane on the C1s as well. Yeah, you know, last season we didn't see them at all. It was just not a good race tyre. This season they've been favoured by the drivers, very much favoured. I don't know if that's going to change. Of course, next round coming into Kyalami, it's when we're getting the new update, and this car has had an update from RSS, and it involves a new tyre model. So whether that'll change heading into Kyalami, I'm not sure. But this season, we've seen a fair few occasions where the C1s have been strapped on, and they have worked. To be fair, Spain, as a Sanford boxes for his C2s there, you know, Spain, Catalonia, it's a very abrasive track surface. You know, tyre wear is rough. Lots of like medium and high speed corners, you know, hot temperatures as well. So the you know, your rubber's going to run down fast. But you know, the C1s.
Don't forget, South Africa is a quite hot country as well, which we could get very similar conditions there. We know Spain's a hot country, but so is South Africa. Don't forget that could change tyre degs and all that as well. There's another time penalty for Mustafa Muradi. Just got on the live timing here. Again, it was used on lap 16, so the last lap, and at 21:20. So yeah, he's now got 2 penalties as Mustafa Muradi. So it's not going very well for the championship leader.
Muradi's having a bit of a rough one, I think it is safe to say. Yeah, not going too well at all. I'm really not sure what's going on with Mustafa. He's not got the car hooked up whatsoever, which is very, very bizarre. But you know, it's at the end of the day, it's oh yeah, I don't know. It's just the most unlike Mustafa Muradi thing I've ever seen. It's actually a bit ridiculous, to be honest.
to say that he's come from Belgium when he led every lap. We got the Grand Slams like Oliver did a bit ago. He led every lap, he dominated and he was pulling away and it was brilliant. But now he's absolutely nowhere. He's on for 18 points, and with that penalty, it's about 3 seconds every time. So let's say in the worst case now it's 6 seconds. He still keeps that P2 as it stands. These two are still yet to pit. You can see that 4 drivers here, Milo Tyler all the way down to Rositis, have all pitted. So don't forget these two are yet to pit, and don't forget backmarkers will play a part.
They will indeed, so it could very much be a race of strategy between the younger GP boys. Now, I've just got no idea what happened to Muraddi's pace, because he was holding on to that second gap, and now Dragoon's just turned up the wick, and he is absolutely flying out there in the lead. You know, really, really strange stuff. He's coming up to some backmarkers here, coming up to Sanford and Cochrane, the two Boxsters there, currently residing in the final positions after Peltman's retirement. But yeah, just really strange stuff. I'm a bit lost for words, to be honest. I'm not quite sure what's happened. But, you know, Muraddi's going to press on it. Yeah, look at that. He was 5/10 down on that last lap. It's just very unlike Mustafa Muraddi. You know, he's got a big, healthy gap behind him, so it's fine. I don't know if he's got a problem, maybe. If he's trying to conserve his tyres, if he's run out of tyres. Maybe he's trying to watch his fuel, his battery.
Batata's at a moment. There he is.
Oh, Batata well off the track. That is coming out of turn 9.
He's done exactly what I did. 10 my last race. If you didn't see, Tata slid off, went into the motor layout, and yeah, I think he might have done something very similar there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame for Tarek Batata losing out in some big positions there. As Ilatalo gets past Benoit as well. I think a few drivers diving into the pits. Batata does the same as well. Very, very smart thinking.
Will Dragoon come into the pit lane though? We need to see. We're starting to get halfway through this race now. Will Jan Dragoon pit, or is he going to go again? It's very bold if he goes again, but he does choose to pit. Will Muraddi go opposite? Let's see. No, it's going to be a double stack.
No, both in. Well, I mean, I would say it's a double stack, but you don't get double stacks in the Assetto Corsa, because it's every driver gets their own pit box. But Dragoon and Muraddi in. Is it the same strategy? Very, very possibly. They've done 20 out of 43 laps, so I assume it will be C2 to the end for both drivers. As we've had got a bit of a drivers flicking here and there, but yeah, both out onto the C2 tyres. Yeah, harder than the C3s they're on, but not the hardest compound we have, of course. And when I say harder compound, it means they can go longer, but they do not provide as much immediate pace. The softer tyres provide more immediate pace, but cannot go longer. Essentially, Cyprian Stoyan now into the pits in the number 18 GRC car as Tony Ilatalo stays out in P3. I think he's yet to back.
He decided to take the Grand Prix out for some ridiculous reason, and he's considered a place with Christoph in the process.
Yeah, not sure what's going on there with Gustavo Della Valle. Interesting line. Yeah, I did get him there. I mean, if you were watching along last season, part of Bag Motorsport's little joke back in the Challenger split was they would always have a different message to me on their car. It was some whole related usually, or me Muppet, but you know, we just head into the void again. But this season they've been told they're not allowed to do that, so they've just got the one message of Ross got me here, and that's that. But you know, it's fine. I remember the memories. There is a Twitch clip, so if you're watching along on Twitch, and by the way, if you are watching along, hello
Twitch, hello
here,
YouTube
hit like
as well. We will be going through some of your comments on YouTube and Twitch very soon, so get your thoughts about the race. We'll read them very shortly. Yeah, we have people will be cheering for different drivers, people will be giving their opinions on the race. Oh, as Della Valle goes into the gravel there as well. We're taking another trip to
yeah, indeed, a lot of drivers finding their way off the track. Halligan there, fast lap of the race, 1:15.070. Now, as I was saying though, yeah, make sure you hit like, subscribe, follow, and all of that, and whatever platform you're watching is very much appreciated. And if you go digging through the track Twitch clips, there is a clip of me losing myself somewhere that's about the whole thing. It's quite funny.
Right, we have a few comments here. It starts off with Oliver Gibson, who's commented should be interesting considering the Challenger start. The start was relatively interesting. There were 3 wide at some point as well. Stephen Heppener C1, followed by an eye emoji. He's obviously criticising the C1. And Maxi Younger, the team boss of the two leaders, putting come on Jan and Mustafa. And we have Jan as Van Dijk, remember him as well, playing what are the tyre compounds. So you got blue is C1, the white is the C2, and the yellow is the C3. We're mainly going to be seeing C1s and C2, so that is what YouTube has to say for now. We'll be coming on to Twitch in a bit as well.
Well, there you go. And well, I've been told by a Challenger Split driver to announce something that I did announce back in the Challenger Split, but you know we'll announce it again. Why not? Take the opportunity. So let's talk about some stuff for the future, the trout future. What's going on in the land of trout? Well, I mean, yeah, but right, hang on. I've got a little list here of some things. Okay, so firstly, I mentioned this earlier, but from Kyle Army onwards, that is the next round, we do have the new RSS update for these Formula Hybrid 2021 cars. So they have a new tyre model, new sounds, and they'll also have 10 more horsepower. So not a lot to change in, but you know it might shake up the order a little bit heading into Kyle Army. I'm not expecting it to, but you know new sounds as well. Can't complain about that. And of course, provided by the wonderful creators of this mod, Racing Studios. This RSS Formula Hybrid 2021, of course, based off of the 2021 Formula 1 regulations and part of the illustrious Formula Hybrid series, which is becoming a yearly thing at this point. And as well, two new things that are going on. Next Sunday, every fortnight, the Sprint Series returns. Yes. That right, the Formula Trout Sprint Series is coming back as Dragoon sets the fastest lap of the race. Yes. There, first driver into the 114s. But it's important to note that this is different from the normal Sprint Series. Because instead of being in like a Formula E car, a Formula 3 car, a Formula 2, Super IndyCar. Formula. I know there's with the yeah, IndyCar. I know there's the new Super Formula car from Racing Studios as well, which I can't remember the official name of. Oh, but that's there as well.
It's called the Formula RSS Supreme.
That is the one. Thank you very much. But we're not doing any of that because we're going stock car racing. We are using the RSS Hyperion, which is a take on the, I believe it's the NASCAR Cup Series Gen 6 Ford Mustang, I think?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we're going stock car racing, and we've got overs and all. So, yeah,
can't wait.
Keep your eyes peeled.
So for that, I am entering RG Racing, my new team, with a good friend of mine and driver Thomas Marshall, and the reserve driver, another good friend of mine, and also a teammate of mine, Angel Bernabé as well. Very much looking forward to that, and we have a crash for Toby Sanford appear on my live timing. Christoph seems to have not benefited either. So yeah, that's happened. But anyways, yes, RG Racing, my new team, will be entering into that. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how that comes out. It's going to be a British Racing Green. If you're in the chat Discord, you'll be able to see our car already. You've seen what it looks like. I think it's a very nice looking car. And that's not me being biased. Case Willems, the future champion, Constructors Champion, has done a very good job with that. But yeah.
Indeed, there you are. Yeah, we've got overs and all, so come watch. It's every week that the Premier Series isn't on, is the Sprint Series, on a Sunday night as well. So just remember that. So it'll be next Sunday, every 2 weeks. You'll be getting some stock car action, and as well, we've got a little bit of a fun thing. For those of you who remember Sim Racing GP, it is still a thing. For those who are not aware of it, it's essentially iRacing on an Assetto Corsa. We're bringing it back to Trout. We did a couple fun races on it back in the day, and now we're bringing back a fun little F3 league. It's not going to be broadcast, so it's just going to be all fun and games. But on Thursday nights, we're going to be having some F3 racing. So if you fancy coming along, popping along, doing some F3 racing, Sim Racing GP, that's the prime location. So make sure you do that. And yeah, that's about it in terms of the future. I don't think there's anything else to specify in terms of the pass. So let's focus. I reckon I'm on the action here at round 8 of 12 of the 2020. Well, the first round of 2022 as well of the season 9 Formula Trout Premier Series Master Split. Lap 25 of 43. Maradi now leading the way. No, Dragoon leading the way. Dragoon's having a moment.
Yeah, we're having another internet problem. I'm very sorry about
having
this.
A bit.
So we're just gonna have to really
It's
quickly
alright, no worries.
talk on the live timing. So Dragoon does in fact lead Maradi as they are heading to turn 10 now. Well, we've still got no penalty since Maradi's double penalty. so while this issue is happening, we're just gonna have a little view from above there. There are cars all over the show. But yes, at the minute, it's still Miradi doesn't seem to be closing much on Dragoon on my live timing here. So I'll give my ping a minute to sort itself out. I'm just gonna have to really quickly come off as well. Sounds hard to happen. I do apologise for any of this happening. It isn't very easy. It is annoying. I know. Right, hang on. But yes, at the minute, so we've still got Jan Dragoon leading the way. It seems like Miradi hasn't gained since we've had to just quickly come off. Yeah, that gap staying the same. Miradi's ping is quite high as well. We've got a penalty. There's a 3-second time penalty for Alex Cochrane for illegal DRS usage. And there's a crash.
Okay.
Jordi Lawis is off at turn 3 there, and he's rejoining in the path of Samuel Ward. He's rejoined straight into Samuel Ward there. So yeah, we have missed something there. Yeah, so there's a crash for Jordi Lewis. He is on the live timing. It makes a little explosion effect if you hit the wall. So yeah, it must indicate that Lewis has hit the wall. But he's carried on. He's not out of the race. Shouldn't pose too much of an issue for him. He has rejoined in the way of Samuel Ward as we head back in to the server here. All sorted and we're ready to get going again. Like I said, we don't stop streams that easily.
We do not.
There we go, we're back at it again.
We are back, and it's still Jan Dragoon. It is still
God.
Jan Dragoon. This Ray and Miradi meanwhile still P2. A few drivers in the pits here and there, and well, Gustavo Dalle Valle there we can see on the C1s for Dalle Valle. Interesting indeed. Yeah, a lot of drivers going down the C1 route here. It's a lot more than I was expecting.
Yep. So we have 17 laps left here in Barcelona. It's not much has changed. Simon Benoit's now to 3rd as well. We've only had one driver's left us, and that is Connor Peltman. Dalle Valle's had a moment again there as well. Yeah, but I think
there we can see. Just letting some the leaders go through there, pulling over Dalle Valle. Dragoon and Miradi going past them. Still on for a younger G.
As Jan Dragoon takes
P1
off,
to that, which would be. Yeah, that would be the second 1-2 of the season as well, actually.
Yeah,
they took a 1-2 back in. Oh no. Yeah, Sanford off the road there.
Yep, it just comes up here. He has front wing damage and has rear wing damage and double side pod damage, and that was done at 19 kilometers an hour. I like this last timing. It's useful.
Yeah, clearly is. Sanford clearly just I don't know if he came together with someone or locked wheels heading into turn 5, but yeah, damage for him.
One of the main issues with this car, the RSS Formula Hybrid 21 as a whole, it's rear locking seems a lot more common than it did on the previous entry. Obviously, there always seems to be a bit of an issue with every car. The last one, it was 2020 car would spin a lot. This one rear locks a lot. So and we are probably going to be. We don't know what next season's car is going to be. One could only presume it might be the 2022 car or maybe the new RSS 2010 F1 car that are coming out. So I can't wait for that.
I'm very excited for that one, to be fair, as well.
I mean 2010. Oh, we have an incident. It's come from my live time here. Rositis and Lewis made contact. Nothing happened, but they made contact with their teammates, I think, as well. So yeah, they made contact there. The gap isn't coming down between the front two either, let's not forget. Seemed like that move from Dragoon was very decisive, because Miradi's just nowhere. Oh, Sanford is round us. You know, we just cut to him. He's out. Toby Sanford's tapped out of the race, and that is that for him. Big shame, because, well, people know I said to him earlier that he was going to win it. I've kind of cursed him. That's not me, Toby. I'm very sorry about that.
Well, that is sim racing. Sometimes it is not your night, and Toby Sanford,
Wasn't my
it has
night.
not been his night tonight. Is on his first race for the Golf Racing Club. DNFs from the race. What a shame there, but still got 14 laps left in the Spanish Grand Prix in the Formula Trout Premier Series Master Split. And well, it must be said that it's been a pretty good race. The first race of 2022, Formula Trout's introduction to the new year, and you know, I think it's been a good race so far. Seen lots of interesting moments. You know, the most interesting is not even been a moment. It's just Mustafa Maradi. Like I've got no idea what's going on there, but Jan Dragoon has absolutely got him to his paces here.
Yeah, unbelievable. Maradi's been unbelievable the last this year. But I mean, I must say today, I mean, it's still gonna be a big. It's going to be big for the championship again, because he'll take home 18 points, provided he can get the fastest lap. He can make that 19 then. But I mean, if Maradi can, let's see, has he used his boost? Don't forget the steering wheels on these onboards aren't particularly accurate. But let's not forget he'll have some medium, some manual boost as well. He'll have that. He'll have the default ERS. Try and catch up to his teammate from the Czech Republic. It's a car he can overtake it quite easily. It's if you get the right stuff. He ain't quite win DRS, he needs to get 3 seconds on Dragoon to get a DRS. But, yeah, we have a move there as well. Southwood clears Griffiths.
Yeah, looks like just a nice little move up the inside into turn 1. And, well, that's about it really. Easy as you like. Turn 1, the traditional Barcelona move. Dive down the inside. Easy you like. Bob's your uncle. Can't really need to say anything else. Southard up to P13. Columbo Griffiths drops down to P14 for the Griffin Gaming squad.
Oh! It's Columbo Griffiths.
And now...
all the way to the other side of the country there. He has done again. Like I said, my internet is probably one of the worst out there. You've probably got Case watching with that gigabit internet laughing at me now. And as we're going to have to cut back to live timing while that sorts out again. We shouldn't have to leave. There's another time penalty. There's a 3-second time penalty again for Mustafa Maradi. Illegal DRS usage. He's eager to catch up and he's just overdoing it. Another penalty comes through for Dave Southwood. He's got 3 seconds using DRS illegally on Cyprian Stoyan. It's all going on with the DRS penalties.
Yeah, it's
Oh, Stevenson.
DRS penalties,
oh.
they're easy to... Oh, Stevenson off the road. Oh, no. That's that's Felipe Olsen even.
Yeah, Olsen there.
Coming into contact.
And that has caused...
With Steve... Oh, that's a big accident.
It is a horrible accident indeed. We don't know... Stevenson's accident didn't actually come up on my live timing there. So we don't know how damaged it is. It didn't come up on the live time, so we don't know what's happened and how much damage he's got. But I can tell you he has crashed as Batata clears Cochrane. What a disaster it's been for Griffin Gaming today. Both cars running at the back of the field. Only Penn, again in the Griffin car, behind.
Yeah, Griffin not been their day today, has it? As you said, just not lucky, not been on the pace. Stevenson got really unlucky where he got collected there, though. Oh, just what a shame. Oh, it's just one of those things. But
yeah, he picks, he boxes actually. To move this
yeah, that's a smart move. To be fair, smart move is to come into the pits immediately. That's one I always subscribed to when I used to drive back in the day. I was never quite master split quality, shall we say, but you know, one of the things that I always did was the second I had an accident, I was straight into the pits. Stevenson obviously subscribing.
Oh, we have a time and Olsen's out of the race.
Olsen's out.
He's tapped out.
Felipe Olsen retires. That's an unexpected one. He was having a great race.
Stevenson's been in the pits slightly longer. Normally damage will be repaired by this point. I'm wondering, is he going to tap out as well? We don't know. But, yep, it's a confirmation. Philip Olsen is out of the race. P2 in the endurance race of the week. Oh, Stevenson's gone.
Oh, we're dropping like flies now, aren't we? Olsen's and
Ford in S now.
And Pelkman's all out of the race. Mustafa Maradi, another trip to the void. but he is still very much in P2, although a second
gaining,
and a half
he's gaining,
roughly behind his teammate, fluctuating between a second and a second and a half. Yeah, it's still... Moratti maybe starting to turn it up just a bit, maybe starting to push. He's just been waiting, biding his time, potentially waiting for Dragoon just to push hard and just to ruin his tyres, and now maybe it's time for Moratti to pounce. But then again, you know, Dragoon has been pretty solid out the front, no mistakes. So, we just have to wait and see, I suppose.
Lowest there. He's currently down in P13, there he is. He just sweated at the fastest lap, and he's looking quite quick as well. The gap between him and Griffiths is 4 seconds. But yeah, Moratti, it's, yeah, like you said, it's fluctuating between that 1 and a bit seconds. If I'm saying to myself here, I can't see. If I close my eyes, I can't envision a move for the lead here. We are just gonna get in the Challenger Split championship leader, Oliver Gibson. Hello, Oliver. How are you doing?
I'm good. I've been watching the race. It's been pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's been good, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just unfortunate about Stevenson. I'm sure you just saw he just retired. So yeah, not been their day, but it's been a pretty good race.
Back to you. You obviously won earlier. We got a penalty as well. It's been just logged for Alex Cochrane. He's got a 3-second time penalty for his DRS app. Don't forget that as well. But yeah, you won earlier. You dominated. You got the Grand Slam. How does that feel for you? It must be a big confidence boost. Obviously, you're 2 points off the championship as well. If it's not done in Kyle Army, then where does it get done?
No idea, to be honest. I mean, I'm begging that it gets done in Kyle Army. I just want to call it ourselves constructive, but I know someone who will be hoping that who will be champion quite soon is Moratti. So yeah, I mean,
yeah, he's not far off.
It's been good that they've been finally battling. I've been wanting to see that for a while, as Batata's going to get involved here, but yeah, it's been a pretty entertaining race from them.
Yeah, obviously that move from Dragoon earlier was very decisive, wouldn't you say, Oliver? We'll keep winning it for a bit. Yeah, decisive move from Dragoon. He's managed to keep it. Let's not forget as well, it's Moratti's his gained, but then he pulls away again.
That's probably just where the drivers are quicker. I was finding myself quicker through Sector 3 rather than Sector 2. One of them I was quite slow at, so yeah, it's all about driver preference, to be honest.
It's an interesting track, this one.
Jordi Laus there with the fastest lap. He's been pumping in a few fastest laps here and there, even though he's down at P12.
Interesting. You wouldn't expect, if you were telling me that the guy in P12, Jordi Laus, was setting the fastest lap, I wouldn't believe you, because I'd be expecting one of the front two to be doing it. But I mean, Jordi Laus, he won't even get an extra point. Let's not forget, he won't get a point because it's just going to be what is it? He's not in the top 10, so he's going to need to get past Griffiths. Then he'll have to clear Stoyan as well, as Christoph is in the pits as well, down dead last, well over a lap down. He's persevered, unlike Stevenson, Olsen, Sanford and Peltman, who all tapped out, and we've all lost as well.
You know, we're getting into the really late phases of this race now. You know, I'm waiting for Moratti to start pushing. You know, I'm convinced that he is, you know, of course, nothing against Jan Dragoon. He's driven a fantastic race and he's a brilliant driver. But Moratti this season has been on another level as Stoyan goes round, coming out of the final corner, must have just clipped the gravel. But I'm waiting for Moratti to. Yeah, I'm waiting for Moratti to, you know, start pushing, to start picking the laps. Griffiths off the road there.
Griffiths and Lois. Lois has had a crash as well, as he pushed too hard. He's going to send it on Samuel Ward as well, yep.
I just want to point out that Lawis is, I think he pitted lap 7, I think? No. Never mind.
Well, he's definitely pitted.
He's on 7 lap old tyres with that fastest lap, which is quite impressive. Their tyres usually go off for lap 12.
We've got a battle between Resistance and Magzar here. As he decides that the Void is a better place to go. and not in front of Rositas, but oh well. Rositas built that gap up. Yep, it's quite a big gap, but there was the move done. There's a pen cleared down the valley as well. No, he hasn't. That is just a bit late there from ACTV.
I'm sure Moradi must be saving energy. It's what I did later on in the race to try and get that fastest lap.
You are a very tactical driver. You should have a rough idea of what Moradi is doing. Could he be saving? Could he be preserving tyres? And is he going to send it for the last 3 laps?
Well, I mean that lap he was only 2 tenths slower than Dragoon, so I doubt he's saving. I don't know how quick Moradi is compared to Dragoon around this track, but they seem pretty close on pace. So we'll just have to see with 6 laps to go.
Cochrane's in the pits as well. He's maybe going to go for the fastest lap. Griffin Game had a disaster today.
I was trying to salvage something with the fastest lap, but of course out of the top 10. 1 point. But
in my opinion, it should be that if you get the fastest lap, you are getting an extra point. But never mind. It's how the rules are. I can't change the rules. At the minute, still, Dragoon's slowly pulling away a bit more as well here. As we get into the closing stages of this Grand Prix, Ross.
Indeed, we are. Dragoon seemingly holding off the threat from Mustafa Moradi at the moment. And as he heads through the final section to start lap 39 of 43 here, the first race of 2022 for Formula Trout in the Premier Series Master Split, round 8 of season 9 here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. And Jan Dragoon, yeah, he's starting to pull away again. I think he might have this. You know, obviously touch wood, it's not over till the checkered flag waves and the fat lady sings, but I think he's just got the best of Moradi today. No, I think he's got round. I've been sitting there waiting, thinking, you know, Moradi, you know, this is the guy who's been dominating this season so far. Surely he's not going to go down without a fight, but it's been relatively quiet from the man from Iran. And Jan Dragoon, the young Czech driver, is on course to take his first win in the Master Split. There's Christoph Burrs there, fastest lap almost into the 113s now, 114.052. That's almost what the pole time was in the Challenger Split. Just shows how fast these Master Split guys are. They are, of course, the best drivers in the world in Assetto Corsa.
5 laps remaining here. So 5 times the 3 kilometres or however long it is. A tour around this Barcelona circuit, Oliver.
Like Ross mentioned, that lap is incredible. I mean, a 14.0, it's
was
3
that your
tenths
pole
off
time?
my pole. No, my pole time was a 13.7. It's only 3 tenths off. But obviously, that's why they're in Master. They're the best
They're just
of the
supersonic,
best.
aren't they? It's brilliant.
Incredible. I mean, you watch a on-board lap of Moradi and you think, how does he do it? It's like
You wish you were. You really wish that you're going to be with these guys, don't you?
I hope so.
I mean, it'd be funny if you were.
It's like they're on train tracks, like Scalextric. They don't make a mistake. It's
Well, I mean, the
incredible.
Scalextrics, they do go like 900 miles an hour, hit up one, they're unscathed for some stupid reason.
Oh, I think Lowes has had
Yeah,
a spin.
Lowes has had, yeah, you could just hit the shot there. He must have, I don't know why he's rejoined there, he must have turned in a bit early to that corner.
And Moradi's dropping. Moradi's dropping still now a 2.1, 2.3 second gap.
Yep, don't
Never
forget
know,
there's
though.
9 Jordan also has a DRS penalty as well. And Moradi has 9 seconds penalty, so to be fair, Dragoon has to spin, Moradi will need 9 seconds to win it.
Oh, you never know. So
2
We
laps
don't know.
remaining here in Spain for Jan Dragoon, currently on course for his first Formula Trout Premier Series Master Split victory. And even now he is pulling away from his teammate, the man who has dominated all season long, Mustafa Moradi. And well, Dragoon, you know, I think it's fair to say I've been quite dismissive of Dragoon this race, and I feel quite bad because I've been saying, oh, when's Moradi gonna go? When's Moradi gonna go? Don't let that take away from you. Jan Dragoon, this has been a phenomenal performance from him. He has taken the challenge to his teammate who has been the driver to beat all season long and is opening up the new year with a bang and is still on track for his first win in the Formula Trout Premier Series Master Split. Already dropping back even further, but it's still going to be a 1-2 for Younger GP as well, which is, you know, big wobble there for Dave Sutherland as we go on board, coming through Lakayacha.
Can I also point out, Dragoon is the newly appointed owner of Concord in the Challenge Split. He wants to bring back Concord to tie us on, distancing himself from the team. But Dragoon is now the owner of the team, so he's got a bit of stuff on his hands as well. Don't forget Concord, the same team we won for season 8 Silverstone. You'll remember that race fondly, Oliver, because he was the only man who was ahead of you.
Was Jan van Dijk as well. The two Concord boys, unstoppable. You know, I think we knew, it's like, well, both Mustafa and Jan, we saw them in Challenger Split and you just knew they were going to be quick. So, I mean, Mustafa won, I think, both races, first races, season 8. And then
he won
Jan
Bahrain, he won Austria.
You can just tell with some drivers, so, and they are both completely deserve to be there, and it's been a great race for both of them. Been fun to see the best of the best go against each other.
Yeah, internet's had a bit of a moment, so look through our live time once again. Yeah, Dragoon's definitely is, well, hoping that the common curse doesn't kick in, but at the minute it seems like Dragoon is gonna smash this one out the park. I mean, I thought he'd be a bit nervous, a bit like, well, I don't know if it's the same. He'd probably be quite calm character, but he's gonna come round to start the last lap. No, he isn't. He's instead decided to go to the gravel track. But there we go. He's starting his last lap now. Ross wants commentators through this last lap.
Go on if you insist then, Robbie. On board with the young Czech driver Jan Dragoon in the number 82 Younger GP car. I've got to say, it's been a performance and a half from Jan Dragoon, and I know I've been dismissive of him, and I do feel bad for that because he is genuinely put on a display now, and he's got just a few kilometres left, just a few corners left, and he will be a race winner in Formula Trout. The emotion, the nerves are probably running very, very high. No, I can't describe it because I've never been good enough to be in the situation of winning a race in the Premier Series. But, you know, Dragoon, you know, he's just going to be so gentle at this point. You know, you're thinking, just get it home. The last few laps of a race are always the longest, and they are when you're most primed to make a mistake. It's when you're on edge, it's when you're tired. But Jan Dragoon has handled these last few laps perfectly, and if anything, he's put time on Mustafa Moradi. And well, I think it's time to crown a new race winner in the Premier Series Master Split. Rounding the final corner, it's been an exquisite performance from Jan Dragoon as he wins here in Spain and opens up 2022 with an absolute bang. What a performance we have seen from the Younger GP driver and from the Younger GP team as well. Mustafa Moradi brings it home for P2 as we see there. There we see some changing for positions at the line. But it is Mustafa Moradi that comes home in P2 for another 1-2 for the Younger GP team. That is their 4th this season out of 8 races. Simon Benoit, great result, comes home in 3rd place as well.
Oh,
Ilatalo in 4th. We see some drivers getting some post-race shenanigans in there. That's the joys of sim racing, and you can just smack into a wall at 100 miles an hour post-race and be absolutely fine. David Halligan brings it home in P5. Dave Brave in P6, not too far behind, with Rositis in 7th. Magzai, Ward and Suddard round out the top 10. And it's Lowis, Griffiths, Batata, Stoyan, Penn, Cochrane, Berza and Dallavalle rounding out the grid. And unfortunately, we did lose Stevenson, Olsen, Sanford and Peltwin's donuts there for the Swiss driver Simon Benoit. Delighted with that result. But it will be Jan Dragoon for the first time taking the win here in the Formula Trout Premier Series Master Split. Unbelievable. What a performance there from Jan Dragoon. Yeah. I cannot congratulate him enough. That was amazing.
Yeah, we're going to wait. We're going to get some guys in. We're going to interview them. We're just going to give it a minute for them to come in. Yeah, good stuff from Dragoon. Oliver, what do you have to call it in that? Because it was very similar style to you.
Oh, it's just a classic, isn't it? You go nice and easy on the final few laps and make sure you get that car to the end, and he did exactly that. is
Yeah.
very impressive from
Just-
both drivers.
Anyways, we'll start off with, as always, Alex Cochrane. Hello, Alex. Not ideal for you today, was it?
No, definitely not.
Can you just talk us through the race and how it all unfolded and what happened?
Yeah, this is very unfortunate. I started on the C2s, which weren't the best tyre at the start. Obviously, you're going to lose out. So I had a poor initial getaway, and then turn 1, there was like a bit of a gap, and then I got sandwiched. Yeah, facing the wrong way on the exit of turn 2, which is a bit of a disaster, put me right back to, I think, 21st, 20th at the time. Yeah, and then there was a big train, which I think me and Christoph, the other Griffin car, we both get stuck in the train. I tried to pit early onto the C1s, but they just felt awful. They did not go well for me. The car just understeered everywhere. It was understeer, and then in the fast bits, in the medium speed bits, it was just really, really nervous rear. You couldn't turn the wheel, you couldn't turn the car into the corner without, the back of your mind thinking the car's going to go. So yeah, not a good race. But,
So yep, thank you very much. That was Alex Cochrane for an interview there. Let's give it a minute, see if we get anyone else in here. I don't know if we will. It's fairly quiet. As far as races go, it was quite quiet, but I don't think we're gonna get anyone else in here. So Ross.
Well, thank you very much for joining us for the first Master Split race of 2022. And, well, it's been a pair of very exciting races here at round 8 for the Formula Trout Premier Series here at the Circuit de Catalunya, Barcelona, whatever it's called. I don't know. It's one of the two. And make sure you're joining us same time, same place in 2 weeks' time as we're heading to Kyalami with a new tyre model as well. So that'll be very, very interesting. Keep your eyes peeled. 2 weeks' time, we're heading to Africa. See you then.